A lot going on in today's video. We're going to get some firewood cut up with the Husqvarna 55. We're going to split a little bit of firewood as well. Try out a super simple trick to making that hand splitting a little easier. Then we're going to go out in the woods and take down some dead ash trees. Try out some new camera angles. Have a little bit of real talk.
I am a little stressed out today.
And that's going to end up to some pretty distracted cutting. But we still get some decent camera angles.
Hey everybody, welcome to the video. Welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, well, let me walk you through what we got going on. We threw some of these logs up here last video. These are logs we are storing to mill in the future. I have a small Alaskan mill because I have a small chainsaw. We plan on getting a bigger saw in the future to do some more milling. So I started saving some of these bigger logs. This is a big old red oak. Some of it's rot, but some of it's not bad. Here's some holly, here's some, I'm not sure. Here's some smaller cedar, but over here is old 2-season, 3-season firewood. We don't use a lot of firewood where we're at. Pretty much all we use it for is campfires. I sell a very small amount of firewood. So what we're gonna do today to get a little more storage for future milling logs, we're gonna get that cut up, get it split, get it stored, probably head out in the woods and take care of some hazard trees as well, because that's just kind of the mood I'm in. Hope you guys enjoy the video, stay tuned.
So we're going to get to the Husqvarna 55 in a little bit, but this is actually the first time I've cut firewood for the purpose of cutting firewood with this Ryobi 40-volt chainsaw, and I was just curious how long one battery would last. So we're going to start out with this little cordless saw and see how far one battery gets us real quick. And that is pretty much the end of it. That's the last cut it's going to make on one battery. But that saw is not made to cut firewood. Obviously, that saw is just made for trimming up. I was just curious. Curiosity's sake, if you will. Anywho, Husqvarna was all charged up, so we got it out and we'll get this job taken care of. So I had a few subscribers recommend trying an old tire to put logs in to help contain it whenever you split it. So I thought, well, I have these old four-wheeler tires. I'll try them real quick this morning just to kind of see, proof of concept before I put a little time into it. The hardest part is just finding a log that fit in a little tire like that. You'll see later on the video, we do modify that tire a little bit to make it work better though. So I was still a little sick that day, and that was pretty much all I got done. Ended up going back to the house and just resting. Caught this gorgeous sunrise the next morning. You're going to see the drone fly by real quick. That's because I was flying that sunrise for our spin-off channel, River Industry Adventures. Got a little bit of rest, and I was feeling pretty good the next day.
I'm feeling a lot better today. Still a little stopped up, but overall, I thought I was feeling good the other day, and I came out here and cut and split 2 logs, and that was all I wanted. But today feels a lot better. Anywho, I do like the idea of the tire. It was a good concept, and I think I'm gonna stick with it, but I brought this. It's probably the best thing to use. Probably a Sawzall would be the best, but I don't own a Sawzall actually, so we're gonna widen this out a little bit, and then we're gonna get to cutting and splitting some more wood. That's what we're doing today. What are you guys doing today? You guys doing anything? Big plans? That'll hold her. All right. Obviously this isn't new technology. There's lots of people that use this, but somebody recommended this to me, and I have these ATV tires because I just put new rubber on the Honda 250 Recon, little 4-wheeler. So I thought I'd give it a go, but the whole point of this is whenever you split it, like earlier in the video, you split it, it goes both ways. You got to pick up each piece and then put it back on. The point of this, or the concept of this, is that when you split it, now it's kind of contained to the tire, so you don't have to chase the wood as much. At least that's the way I understand it. We'll see how this works this time. I think that's going to work just fine. Well, we got a little work to do now, don't we? I'm just gonna set you on time lapse, and we're gonna see if we can get this pile knocked out real quick this morning. And then maybe we'll move on to something more exciting, like some hazard trees or something like that. Telling you what though, I'm loving that Husky 55. It's doing really well for us. It is a little smoky, but I'm running a 40-to-1. I used to run 50-to-1, but since it's an older saw, I figured I'd run 40-to-1. A little bit more oil shouldn't hurt anything. But overall, loving that thing. All right, let's get to work. The battery died on you on that last piece I split, so I just swapped out to fresh battery. But we're pretty much down to, I don't know, guess I could just count. Looks like 8 pieces left to split. Going pretty well. But Screws came loose in the tire, but that's not big a deal. I'm gonna throw one of these bigger chunks in here and show you, but I'm really happy. This is such a simple suggestion by a subscriber, and it has made this 10 times easier. And let me throw a bigger chunk of wood in here, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about and why this makes it easier. It's just so much less bending down and picking stuff up. It keeps it contained for you. Oh yeah, perfect. I mean, you could almost just take saran wrap and go around that and call it a bundle of firewood. Not bad. All in all, it took about an hour, cut and split, so I don't think that's too terribly bad. I'm actually just gonna go ahead and take a picture of this pile, throw it up on Facebook, see if somebody will come pick it up today and get it out of my way. Hey, get a little money for it, we'll see how that goes. And then we'll get on to something else. So we were out in the woods, obviously. You guys see the trees and stuff. Oh! This is embarrassing. How many gas cans do you guys own? I'm just curious. How many gas cans do you own? I own a lot of gas cans. I own a lot of gas cans because I take them out into the woods and I sit them down and I think I'll be back for that later and I can't remember where I put it. And I just looked over here. There's a gas can and bar oil ready to go. Just add that to my collection. Anyway, if you remember on the last video, we took a big chunk of red oak, very similar to this because this was the other part of it, and set it up at the barn for the future milling area. The rest of it is laying down there. I don't know if you can see the tops down there, all the way down to there. And it came off this guy, no, not that guy. This guy came off this guy here. And you can see there's still two going up, but this third one that came down fell off of this side. This is what the inside's like. Termites just ate the crap out of this thing. Okay, oh, something flying. It's fine, it's fine. Oh, I don't know if it's fine or not. Anyway, you can see the termite damage on the inside of this tree. So, at some point, we're gonna have to get this tree on the ground, and I think we can all agree, no argument here, that is way above any skill level I have. So I talked about in the last video a possible future collaboration, and again, we're still kind of trying to work out the details because Pete is a busy man. But Nutsy, if you're watching, this is the tree I was talking about. I said I needed some help taking down, and I think you are just the guy for the job. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with Nuts 319, but he is a hand cutter out of Pennsylvania, has an awesome channel. I truly love it. He's probably one of the best hand cutters on YouTube, in my personal opinion. Big timber that when he drops it just falls off the mountain. I mean, you can't see the tree anymore. You see the tree fall and it's just gone. And not only is he a good hand cutter, he's good at making videos, which is a great thing for YouTube, and has an awesome outlook on life, which has always sat well with me. So I just, in general, appreciate his channel. Now, he had mentioned he might possibly be coming to Southern Indiana sometime soon in the upcoming months. And we've been messaging back and forth about a possible collaboration. And that collaboration will be somebody that knows what they're doing, taking that big red oak tree. And I told him I'd give him a few shots of what he's getting into just so he can kind of, you know, play it out in his head a little bit. We already showed you the inside and how dead that is. And she goes up. Pretty good amount. I'm gonna go stand down there and we'll get you a shot from down there. And then I'm gonna fire up the chainsaw and I'm gonna go over here. This is more my skill level, right? And just get some of this stuff on the ground underneath where this is gonna go, cleaned up a little bit. So whenever Pete does get it on the ground for me, hopefully, I can get the top cleaned up a little bit easier. There it is right there. Splits off, comes up, hangs away over here. Hope you know what you're getting into. I know you definitely know what you're doing. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. Now, let's fire up the saw. Let's fire up the comment section. We're going to take out this little scrub maple that's been covered in honeysuckle anyway, and then hopefully that cedar fall right down hole. We'll give her a go. We'll see what happens when we bud. Lay him down, bud. We'll just do it that way. Cool. There are 4 dead ash trees that we're going to take down. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 around the corner, and you can see the tops. Nothing there. They're all topless and not the fun kind. So we're going to try to get them all going that way, and then we'll just cut out whatever's blocking the trail. Like I said, we'll come back and clean it up another day.
What we got going on with these 2 trees that we're working on right now, there's quite a bit of vinage going on, and there's a little bit of contact up top. And since they have dead tops in them, and I don't want to pull a dead top down on me, we're just going to get this one set up in the front, and then we'll go back to a second tree, and we'll take them both out at the same time. At least that's the plan. Mom would be pretty mad if she couldn't go on her side-by-side rides. So let's get this trail opened up first before we get the next 2 done, and then we'll go on from there. know what you guys think in the comments about that camera angle with the bar on the saw. I think it's a pretty sharp angle, pun intended. I hope you guys enjoyed it, but I'm just kind of curious what you think. We're going to get this cleaned up, head back to the house, then we're going to come out one more morning and take down a few more trees, and that's when things get a little, well, not great.
Good morning, or afternoon, or whatever it is, or wherever you are. It's morning for me. I got the trail cleaned up there today and then headed back into the house. We're back out here today. There's a snake skin in the back of the Ranger. That's neat. We're going to head back out today and get the last few trees I want down on the ground, and we'll do the cleanup another day. I'm not gonna lie to you though, I am a little stressed out today. I've never sharpened this in the back of the Ranger, so I'm not quite sure. I'm trying to find a comfort zone here. Today is, that explains a lot. Today is Chelsea's first day going back to teaching for the school year. And as most of you know, it's crazy right now, isn't it? It's crazy right now. You know, at the fire department, I kind of welcome the crazy. I enjoy the chaos of it. You know, I signed up to help people, but the chaos of it, the chaotic scenes, I kind of welcome that. I like it. But teachers didn't sign up for this crap. And I know technically nobody signed up for this crap, obviously, but they signed up to help kids, to teach kids. They sure as heck didn't sign up to be mask police or on the front line of this, whatever it is. It's gonna be a tough year for teachers. It's always a tough year for teachers, but this year especially, it's gonna be tough. Students, teachers, parents, all of us, I guess, but it's got me stressed a little bit. I'm not gonna lie about it. Has her stressed a little bit too, but I will say, Chelsea is the strongest woman I've ever met in my life. One of the reasons I fell in love with her, if I'm being honest with you. And she'll get through it. It's just not anything we've ever experienced before, I guess. Curious to see how her first day goes. Not trying to be Debbie Downer or anything, just sharing what we got going on in the world right now. At least in our little corner of it. We'll finish touching this chain up. We're gonna get a few trees down. That's what we're doing today. It's gonna be a good day. I promise you that. Just maybe a little harder than the other ones. But we'll get through it. We always get through it, don't we? We always get through it. You're all right. You're fine. Oh, you got your buddy right there through that tree? That's fine. I got a mama and a baby. So those two are on the ground. And we've got this dead one right here. This one right here. And then I'm going to add two more to the shopping list since we're out here. This fella right here is also dead. You can see there's nothing. Any green you see is all ivy. And then this guy right here, we're going to take down as well. So let's see how this turns out. I think I am going to put the drone up and see if I can get a few drone shots of these tops coming down. Here we go.
All right, so we are about to make, and I say we, clearly I just mean me, I'm about to make a horrible mistake on this tree. So I make my reference cut there for my face cut, or for my back cut rather, but coming back for my face cut, I make a reference mark on this side. That's just something I do. Keep in mind, I am not a logger by any means. I'm just a homeowner, so sometimes I do little cheaty things like that to help me out. But even with making reference marks, I don't even look at the reference marks. Look at that, not even paying attention. I come in way under, way under. And it takes me a little bit to notice, but I will pick it up here in just a second.
Oh, yeah? No kidding? No kidding. That's fine. Be like that. That's fine.
This is when I noticed that I messed up. Right there. I'm well aware of it at this point. Yeah, so my only takeaway, and here's what I'm learning, and this is what I know, and I should have known better. There's just no argument around that. There are days I should be in the woods, and there are days I should not be in the woods. And when I got a lot on my mind, I should not be out here cutting trees. But we are committed at this point on this tree, so we're going to finish the cut a little bit further, get some wedges out, and hope for the best. We'll take a little bit closer look at that stump too whenever we get this thing on the ground, so you can see a little bit more detail exactly what went wrong here.
I'm way lower than I wanted to be on that side. Whoopsies. Well, one thing we can do now is just try to lift it. Lift it and be ready to run. That's what I say. There she goes.
This is the same tree, just the drone angle, and then we're going to throw up the original shot on the right. And I think it's pretty cool. You can see how each wedge strike, how much it moves the top of that tree.
There she goes. All right, you guys want to take a look at this a little closer real quick. I'm not too prideful to show my mistakes because maybe somebody can learn from it, but obviously back cut here or higher, right, level with your face cut. And you can see clearly that was not the case. I just wasn't paying attention. There's no other excuse for it than that. I just wasn't paying attention. Anywho, my concern was, you can see how thick that hinge was, so I was trying to do a lot of the lifting with the wedges. Typically, your hinge isn't going to be quite that thick, or at least mine aren't whenever I cut. I would have liked to just take more out of it and let the tree carry itself, but I was worried because of how low this back cut was, we would have this way up the tree and the tree would push back on me, and that kind of bad day. So I just did a lot of heavy lifting with the wedges. And for the situation that I put myself in, it's not terrible. It's really not. So I'm not too upset about it, but I am smart enough to know when I should be out here and when I should not be out here. And I think you guys all know where my head's at today. So today is a day I do not need to be out here. We are going to go ahead and clean up the top though, because there's not too much going on there. But I hope that you guys